Hi, welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. Today I'm going to show you how to whip a paracord knife handle. So the Urban Patch knife was part of a February Apocabox, and it kind of came as a kit. So we have a Kydex sheath, neck sheath, and a high carbon steel blade. And there's no scales on this, so this was intended to be wrapped with paracord. And in the kit, it came with directions, but it also came with a couple pieces of paracord. Today I'm going to show you how to whip paracord. If this is the kind of thing you like to see, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to be notified of my latest videos, and leave me a comment in the comment box. You can also find me in Instagram and Facebook at Burning River Bushcraft, and I teach outdoor classes as well at outdoorcore.com. So with this handle, this small patch knife came with cordage, and this is probably maybe 32, maybe 36 inches. And I have a lanyard hole in the knife itself. Now this whipping process is the same with any knife. It would be the same with any handle, or anytime you're going to whip cordage, this is all going to be the same process. So my starting point, I'm going to come through the lanyard hole and leave myself maybe about 2 fingers sticking out. So this is what I'm going to pull the line tight when I'm done. Now I'm going to run this down the length of the blade, or length towards the tip. I'm going to make a small loop. Now this loop extends past where the sharpened part of the knife is. Now I'm keeping this flat so I don't have any twist, because if I did have any twist, I would be able to feel that underneath the wrap. And also this is going to be thicker because this is where my loop is. So I want to keep that on the outside of the knife. So I'm right-handed and this is going to be in my palm side. So my fingers are going to feel the smaller area of the knife. Doesn't really matter, it would work either way, but that's just how I want to do it. So now that I've got my small loop extending past the blade, or past the sharpened edge of the blade, I'm going to come all the way back here. I'm going to wrap over and kind of lock it into place. Now I am being careful with this because this blade is sharp and this blade is not taped off. Traditionally, I would tell you to tape these off. Matter of fact, I am telling you, go ahead and tape this off. I do a lot of whipping, so I'm not super concerned with this. But if this is something you're trying to learn, I definitely would take the time to mask the blade off. So I'm just going to keep my loops nice and tight, but they're not crazy tight. I'm not really cranking on this thing. I'm just keeping it nice and taut and keeping finger pressure on it. So I'm going to loop this all the way down, taking your time, making sure it looks nice. And I'm coming up to about where the line's going to stop. And my last wrap. So at this point you can see I really can't go any further. It's going to go around and tuck into this loop. So with my tail sticking out of the final loop here, now we're going to pull on this tail that we had established before. Now if this was a longer piece of cordage, I would put a loop in it and I would pull it through with a stick or a toggle of some type. This was pre-supplied cordage, so there's not a lot extra, so I'm just going to use a pair of pliers. So pulling this carefully, because this is a sharp knife, I'm going to pull that tail up under the paracord, and we can see that tucked in there pretty nice. Now this is why I like to put the thicker part on the outside edge. That way it kind of fills your hand like a natural palm swell, and then I don't feel it with my fingertips. So at this point, this knife is whipped and technically ready to go. This end is already sealed. So you could pull this back and I would cut it and I would burn it flush. What's kind of unique about this particular patch knife, it's set up with this lanyard hole, so you can just throw an overhand knot in and then you just created a loop. So I've got a cool little loop here. Works a couple different ways. I have a knot, so if I'm digging for it, it'll fill the back of my hand and let me pull it out. Or with this existing paracord loop like this, it can put another piece of cordage through it. to give me an extended loop if I was working over water or something where I actually wanted either a wrist strap or a small loop to go around my finger. But here it is. This is a rough and ready urban patch knife. Paracord wrap, super simple. You've got cordage on the fly if you need it. You can change the color out. There's several different paracord handle wraps. This is the simplest, and once you learn to whip cordage like this, you'll use it for a lot of different purposes. So whipping cordage is definitely a good skill to know. I've used this for countless applications, from knife handles, hiking sticks, bows, handles. There's just tons and tons of uses for this. So get some cordage, try it out, maybe get yourself a cool knife like this and do a paracord handle wrap, and then you're always going to have cordage whenever you've got your sharp blade with you. Till next time, this has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you soon.